The Frozen Frontier, Robert Perry's Discovery of the Arctic, by Sam Worcema and Alexandra Koske.
Countless explorers from multiple countries died trying to find the North Pole for over 300 years, but Perry was the first one to ever succeed.
It began on May 6, 1856. The incredible explorer, Robert E. Peary, was born to Mary Perry. Very early in his life, Robert Perry took an enthusiastic interest in outdoor life. He became an excelling student in natural history, particularly in ornithology, the study of birds. He also showed a passion for exploring in his youth.
Perry later went on to go to Bowdoin College in Maine. He graduated with a degree in civil engineering, then he became a county surveyor, and then turned to taxidermy. Perry soon realized that he still longed for exploring. This led him to become a Naval Corps officer, to satisfy his longing for exploration. Later he realized that he wanted more and turned full-time to exploration.
His first mode of passion. His wife even said, at one point it turned into an obsession, and he would not stop.
It took Perry 6 other expeditions until he finally was successful on his 7th expedition. By his 7th expedition, he was very experienced and knew who and who not to take with him on his trek. Perry had a team of 23 men consisting of Robert Bartlett, Dr. J.W. Goodsell, Ross Marvin, Donald Macmillan, George Borup, and Matthew Henson. Perry also brought 133 dogs and 19 sleds with him for faster transportation.
The journey's biggest supporter, advocator, and sponsor was Theodore Roosevelt, our 32nd president. He was a good friend of Perry and even gave him a 3-year pay leave from his post so he could go on another expedition.
President Roosevelt was very supportive of Perry. He even said to one of his friends, "All I can do as president is to give Perry a free hand and a heartily backing for his next effort to go to the pole will be done." Roosevelt was such a good friend to Perry, he even named the boat that took his team to the Arctic after him, the Roosevelt.
Perry and his crew left the docks of New York on Independence Day, also known as the 4th of July. Everyone on the team was excited about this expedition. As Matthew Henson stated, "I'm not a weather prophet, and I don't know much about science, but something in me, I don't know what it is, tells me that the commander will get there this time."
The plan for this journey was to have 4 supporting parties, each made up of several sledges. One sled was to be driven by Henson, the others by Eskimo drivers. Perry's lieutenants would leave at intervals of 5 marches. It was their duty to knit the several ends together.
When Perry got to Greenland, him and his team had to stay inside due to the lack of light. He finally left the Roosevelt on January 2nd, when it was bright enough to travel without a lantern. He reached Cape Columbia in extreme low temperatures. To get to the North Pole from Cape Columbia, Perry had to rush his sleds across dangerously moving rafter ice.
When Perry reached the North Pole, he was finally able to enact his plan. He recruited some men from the nearby Eskimo tribe, which Perry had befriended on some previous expedition. They had taught Perry's team how to live off the land. They sold him walruses to feed his crew and dogs, and helped Perry's team navigate the north.
Perry's team raced 1,304.88 miles, or 2,000 kilometers, of ice to reach what they calculated as the North Pole. Some tragedies did occur on his way to the North Pole, including the death of multiple dogs and the team going through near starvation multiple times. They finally reached the North Pole on April 6, 1909.
At the end of the final expedition, Perry said, "The devil is asleep or having trouble with his wife, or we would never have come back so easily." Perry's wife cabled him and told him to hurry home after he told her that he had found the North Pole.
When he got back to America, he was surprised to find out another explorer, Richard Cook, claimed he had found the North Pole a year before Perry. It was a heated topic, but many scientists supported Perry and collectively agreed that Cook's claim was a hoax. Robert
Perry's expedition was the first successful venture to the North Pole. He had multiple discoveries, including discovering that Greenland was an island, as well as discovering some species like Arctic birds and foxes. Even after his 23 years worth of expedition experience, he continued going to the North Pole.
And that concludes our project. Thank you for listening.